Yo guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to be an OP9 carrot video, a leader that I think, gets overlooked a lot, but is still really strong in my opinion, and actually has kind of a nice little sweet spot going into the OP9 meta, especially if things like Black Yellow Luffy and Pluffy are going to be on the rise. Carrot is definitely a leader that can take advantage of that. So what I wanted to do is just to show you guys 3 lists that I've been kind of cooking up just in the background while I've been doing some testing and playing on Twitch, and show you guys the list, talk about them a little bit, and then hopefully get a nice little gameplay video for you too. I'm gonna try my best to keep this one as short as possible, so because I don't think it really needs to be super long. I just want to show you guys what I'm cooking and hopefully give you a quick little demonstration in a game. So without any further ado, let's just jump in and let's get started. Alright, so to start things off, I just want to quickly run through kind of like some of Carrot's matchups and why I think she actually has potential right now. A strong matchup into things like Pluffy and Black Yellow Luffy obviously means she's already pretty strong there, and she has a decent matchup into Dofi. I would say it's probably just depending on your own draw and like whoever high rolls more with like how much stun you get or how aggressive they're able to be, you can get it close to 50-50. I don't really even want to say it's like favored for Carrot. Maybe if you run the full like fortress build, which I'll show you guys, it can be pretty favored for Carrot, but being able to rest all of Dofi's characters and then subsequently locking them is really strong, to the point where like you don't even necessarily need 8 cost Dofi or 8 cost Kid in this deck. You can get away with Dofi. Some of the leaders that Carrot does struggle into, at least with my own testing, obviously Lucci. Like Black is going to be kind of hard. Lucci and Blackbeard are rough. I have a DONQUIXOTE hybrid build that I want to show you guys. So if you see a lot of Luccis, you can run Baby 5, have your 8 cost Rosie and 10 cost Dofi searchable. So that can kind of help. And with things like 5 cost Bonnie, it's not impossible. And you have 9 cost Shanks too. Like you have all the tools, but it's kind of like Bonnie, where it's just like if they see everything they need, it's just a really uphill battle for you. The other thing is red Shanks. I think Shanks can actually be pretty hard just because you don't have as much like defensive capabilities that actually hurt him, like something like Hawkins or Bonnie's leader ability, but you can just run 4 9 cost Shanks, and as long as they don't see like multiple Rayleighs and multiple 10 cost Shanks in the end game, you can take advantage of being able to rest their Rayleighs and Lucky Roos, locking things, and then ending the game with your own boss monsters like 10 cost Dofi and 9 cost Shanks. So overall, like not the worst spread. I think Carrot is always a leader that can kind of just like get overlooked and then take advantage of whatever the meta is. We see it happen a lot, especially over here in Japan. There's always like a few Giga Chad players who bring her out, like dust her off during like a lull in the meta, and then just like slap some people and win a flagship or something. So really love to see it. But I'm going to show you guys 3 lists. The first one is just like the kind of like general MINK list that I like. I'm not running Zoe in any of these, and I do really like Zoe. I think there are builds that can run Zoe, but I just don't have any that use it at the moment. But I don't think it's a bad card, and I think you can. So if you're cooking some lists with Zoe, let me know, please. I want to see them, because it's really hard for me to find the space for it. But yeah, there's a MINK build that I'm going to show you, the DONQUIXOTE hybrid, and then like a full Fortress Supernova build. This is the general one, and like the game plan is essentially the same in all of them, right? Where it's like early game you want to set up a MINK or 2, get your 5 cost Carrots and your Inuarashis, maybe play a Pedro if you need the defensive option there, and then you're kind of just like controlling the board, manipulating your opponent's board, and waiting until you get to the end game. You want to draw into like 1 to 2 to 3 of your top end pieces here. You can see we're not running a lot of counter. We only have, I believe it's like 14 non-counter plus 2 0 cost events. So we have a lot of 1k and 2k counter. It's a very like just generically what I think is like this is a very stable list, and I do think things like 5 cost Bonnie are so underrated in the meta at the moment, because it's really strong against stuff like Shanks, obviously Lucci, and it's really strong in a lot of stuff in OP10 as well. So a really strong underrated card in my opinion. But this is the list I've been enjoying the most, and I really like it. Obviously for all of these, like except for the Supernova one, right? Like this one is like your key cards and mulligans are obviously Wanda and like 5 cost Carrot, and then whatever kind of boss end is going to be like help you out against the matchup. Like if it's red Shanks, obviously you're just going to mulligan for like 9 cost Shanks and hopefully like have a mink that you can set up with. This list does a good job of being able to kind of have enough minks that you can play on the board to get leader effect, because that's one of the only problems I do have with some of the hybrid builds. And then we're running 2 Lunas here. You could run 3, honestly. I think you could put this down to 1, or like reduce one of your almost. There's a few options here where you could reduce something down. Like if you wanted to reduce one of your top ends, or just run 3 Bonnies and 3 Lunas, I think that's totally fine too. Carrot, Inuarashi, Wanda, I think all need to be at 4. Pedro doesn't really necessarily need to be, but he's just strong. A good tech card against stuff like Doflamingo if they don't bounce it. And if they have to use the 4-cost law to bounce it, you're kind of like, it's okay. It's not even the worst thing in the world because he has counter. So that's my generic list here. Let me switch over to the Don Quixote hybrid. Alright, so you can see here, basically, it's just the same thing, but like cut in half, and then we're running Baby 5 Searcher. We have 2 8-cost Rosies here because we just really have so many strong 5 costs, and I know we're only running 11, or 13, sorry, with the carrot here too. 11 that are really strong to play out, because this carrot, you know, is not the same as like in Bonnie where it gives us the Dawn. That doesn't really matter much for us, but it is still just another body that's not going to be KO'able, hopefully, in the following turn. And yeah, the game plan here is just like, okay, I'm just gonna find my Rosies, my Dofis, and this one is really, the game plan is really simple. It's just like early game Mink, late game Don Quixote, and like search throughout the middle of the game to find whatever you need, right? You might notice this does not run 9-cost Shanks. If there's not a lot of red Shanks in your meta, I think this might even be a better build to go with, just because if you don't need them, you don't necessarily have to run him. I do think 9-cost Shanks is generically just really strong into like almost every kind of matchup possible. Even if you're getting ahead on, like Blue Dofi is not really strong, but if you're getting ahead, or if you have the life left to like play 9-cost Shanks, like that Shanks is staying on the board for the rest of the game. But yeah, that's basically it. The one thing to watch out for here is you're running less Mink stuff. You're getting into the territory where you might not have a character on board to play. Like if you just have a Bonnie, Viola, Dofi, and a 2-cost Rosinante, you're like, oh, I don't have a Mink character to play, or I don't have one on board, or I just got KO'd and now I can't use leader effect. But overall, I really like this build as well. And if you want to just be like, you might look at this and be like, aren't we just playing like a weird version, Mink version of like Bonnie? And it's like, yeah, a little bit for sure. But Carrot has other properties that I think, I always say Bonnie is a reactive leader and Carrot is a proactive leader. And if you like being a little bit more proactive and aggressive, I think Carrot is a good choice. So if you like the Don Quixote package and you want to run it in another green leader, try it out in Carrot, because I still think it's really strong. So there's one more build that I want to show you guys, so let's jump over to that. Alright, so this is the Supernova Fortress build. There's not much to say here. It's essentially just, you know, you're running Mink and Supernova Search. So you have Bonnie and Wanda. Your top end is Kid, Shanks, and Hody for, you know, pressing and going for lethal. There's 55 cards here, and that's just because I don't know if this promo is out in the West. We got it from like a V-Jump magazine, so I never know what the thing is going to be. And while it does screw up the ratios a little bit, and just being able to search out an additional blocker with Wanda, if this carrot's not available, just go with this Rosinante. Or like you can, I think having the searchable blockers in each archetype is probably stronger than running this 2-cost Rosie. However, obviously 2-cost Rosie is really good with Kid, so it's up to your discretion. And then this is 9-cost Shanks, but you could run 10-cost Dofi if you want, and just have that kind of like the locking kind of fortress like type of build there. It's just gonna, you know, this is kind of there for like the red Shanks matchup. We don't want to like lose out on too many of our matchups just to focus on strengthening one other one. And we are running Clone Slot here, which I think is really strong. You can play him off Kid. So yeah, that's basically it. If you have any like in-depth questions, feel free to ask me. I don't want to just go over too many things, and I'm not gonna spend too much time on all the key cards and mulligans because it is kind of the same for all of them. But that's just the gist of these lists. And that's it for now, so let's jump into the actual gameplay. Alright, definitely stealing first from Pluffy. I normally probably wouldn't keep this, but since we have double search, that's good, but yeah, alright. Don't want to send too many Dofis down to the bottom. Down to the bottom with you, Dofi. I think we'll just do this. Swing 7. Search again. And honestly, another carrot. Okay. All right. Not the worst. Not the worst here. That's 1-0 cost. I don't think we sent the other one to the bottom yet. I'm actually gonna counter out of this just in case they have a 4-cost law. Yeah. Okay. Because we don't really need the cards here. We can do this. If I was searching for something, I definitely would have taken that. I think we're going to take a beating a little bit later on in the game, potentially. So, but a double carry here is strong. Wanda is such a key card for this deck. It's just so... It really hurts sometimes if you don't have it. Okay, my boy is already at 8 Dawn. It's a little scary. What are you saving 1 for? Save it for your Gum Giant. I guess he is at 2 life. Maybe I shouldn't joke too much about that. I don't hate Rosie. I don't hate Rosie here. Since we got the double carrot, we're just gonna ignore board. I think this is pretty strong. And we'll, since we have Hody here too, like we'll try our best to essentially, dang, he took the life there. This is risky. So basically he's gonna have to leave 1 Dawn up. Yeah, if we counter this and he plays Rush Luffy, it's probably Big Mom though. Oh my god. Yeah, he's gonna send 1 to the bottom, which is why we needed to keep one of them alive. What do we do here? I actually don't hate Shanks. I don't hate Shanks. Pop Luffy Taro, stun a Zoro. Only problem is we're gonna lose Carrot most likely. But then we can try and just finish off the game with Hodies. That's kind of whatever at this point. 9. Ah, 6. 6. Not gonna let you get away with that, buddy. Yeah, swing 7 there. And he only gets 1 hit at life. That's actually pretty chill. That's pretty chill. I mean, that's useless, so we'll just get that out of the way here. I'm not sure what he was thinking there, but if we stun these, he has 3 attacks, we have 3 life. Problem is we don't have a lot of counter, and I kind of want to press his life here. We can play Inuarashi. We stun these 2, right? So basically we can swing into Sanji with Shanks, or we can just press life. I think we just press life. I'm not gonna lie. This is a little suboptimal as far as like how I would like to swing. No, I'm gonna do this actually, even though it's less value technically. I don't want them to know what the game plan is. I want him to think I have a 10-cost Ophi here. So potentially using a Gum Giant here. Nice. Oh, double 2K. Love to see it. In that case, I mean, we could go for Sanji here. Leave him with only 2 attacks. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. This should go through. If he gave us 2 2Ks, that's gotta go through. Let me lock these 2. Let me just pass. So if he has something like another Big Mom, it's whatever, but he has to get rid of a card. And then we just Hody and I guess try and go for game. I'm gonna take this. Nice. Okay, cool. I mean, I want him to actually just press me. I'm gonna, yeah, we're deciding. Oh, Shanks. Oh, all right. Well, that sucks, but it's chill. All right, we drew 4 Hodies. Could you chill, sir? All right, we should Yeah, we should be fine. We got a Hodester. We know one of the cards is Gum Giant, so he can't get out of 7k here. Yeah, so that should be game. 7, 9, 11 just wins this game. Oh, well, 12. Yeah, GG. Yep. Okay, cool. Carrot's really strong. Like, if Pluffy and BYL are taking over your locals, take Carrot. I promise you, if you practice the deck. I've been playing it since it came out in OP9, and I've played her a lot, and I really love Carrot. The black matchup's rough, so just, like, you know, be forewarned. But if you're seeing a lot of black, just run the DONQUIXOTE hybrid version. And yeah, just like do your best to play Doflamingos, and at least you can like rest the Rebeccas and Brooks and Sabos of Lucci, so you do have like opportunities to kind of like stop their KO options sometimes, but it really requires you kind of like drawing everything you need and them not high rolling too hard. Alright guys, that's going to be it for the video. Just in case you were wondering, I did use this list. I used this list for the match there, and I think that was a good showcase to just kind of show all of Carrot's strengths really, and just how she can really take advantage of some of the key cards. Yes, she has her bad matchups, but she has her good and decent matchups into a lot of the top tier, to where like I really think Carrot is a sleeper pick. Yeah, hoping for more support. I think OP11 will be Whole Cake Island, so that means we should hopefully get some really cool MINK support. Like, I don't know, man, even a Pedro leader. Like, come on, let's give it up for my boy, right? But yeah, or just more MINK support in general. Some Wano MINK support would be freaking amazing. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, or if you want to see me try out this list or a different list against something else. And yeah, you can catch me playing One Piece over on Twitch 2 to 3 times a week at Fidelio TCG. So check it out. Check out the Discord if you're interested. And if you liked this video, please like and subscribe, because it does help me out a lot. But that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.